I'm Schyler Coatmans. I'm a senior at Monona Grove High School, and those who know me personally know the challenges that I've gone through in my life and the struggles I've had in my relationship with Christ. So one of the main hardships that I've had through my life is trying to be a perfect Christian. At age 3, it was at my grandpa's funeral when I first started asking questions about if there was a God and if there was a heaven. And then through that, I ended up accepting Christ. And then later, around 7th grade, I got baptized. And I think during that time, that's when I first learned like the true meaning of being a Christian, because through the stages, I first accepted that Christ had died on the cross for my sins. But then I tried to live more the perfect Christian life, where you try to be perfect and like show God that you do believe in Him, and that affected me of trying to live the perfect day-to-day and not sin and all that. And I'm more focused on the religion of Christianity instead of the faith and the relationship. And there were just times in the day when I would just get discouraged and down on myself because I was making mistakes and stuff, and I just wasn't accepting that Christ saved my sins from day one to the day I die and stuff, but I more wanted to live the perfect life. So a struggle that I've had in my relationship with God has been trust. Like, I do understand that God died on the cross because of His love for me, but there were times when I just didn't trust God that He truly did love me to the extent that He said. There were times that I just didn't think He had a purpose for me in my life, and times when I just didn't think that He loved me to the point that He really truly did said. With not trusting Christ, I think there were times when I'd be down on myself because of it. Because I think lots of people, they're like, you don't trust like the creator of the earth and stuff. Like, He's never made a mistake, and He's not gonna start now. But there still were times where I just didn't trust that He truly was who He said He was. And I think I'd be down on myself because of that. So God has given me major hope through the friends and the family, the Christ followers that have been around me. Ever since like a young kid, there's been a lot of Christians, family and friends who have had an influence on my life and showed me how to live the Christian life. And I think the specific time would be at a districts. There was a bunch of us guys when we were in our hotel room one night, and there were just a bunch of us, and we were just open about our faith and what we were going through and our struggles. And I think that was like a time where I truly did realize that I was not the only one going through the same thing. I mean, there were plenty of us teenagers who we had the exact same doubts and trust issues, and we just weren't living the perfect Christian life. And so we were there to help build each other up, and it gave me a lot of hope that I'm not the only one in it. There's plenty of us trying to work our way out in our relationship. And so Jesus has replaced the shame with hope through a lot of things in my life. The main thing would be music. I love listening to music, and especially Christian music. And I think just the artists of like Lecrae, KB for King Country, NF, and Rip, like they all share their faith through their songs. And I think for me, just like listening to that certain days just can really help, just to remind me that there truly is one purpose here on this earth. So there's quite a few verses, and especially the book of Romans has helped me a lot. And so a few of the verses I have, here's one in Romans 6 verse 14. For sin shall no longer be your master, because you are not under the law, but under grace. And I think like for me personally, trying to live a perfect life, I would kept myself bound in the chains, even though when Jesus died on the cross, He released the chains so I could be a free Christian. And I think just like living that life of the freedom, and this verse just explains that like sin is no longer your master, like now you're a free person in Christ. I'm Schyler, and this is just my relationship with Christ.